Now I have to create Republicans. And God wept. I believe it's the next verse. Why do you think Hindus think cows are holy? Why do I think McDonald's is the Antichrist?
How they're creating human-animal chimeras all over the place. It's not even news. It's some stupid golden calf for a nation of slaves.
Goat Boy called it like he saw it, Mikey. Goat Boy is inviting some people over to see the video premiere of the Goat Boy edited version.
That's a big bull. I think that's old Cyrus. 1,800 pounds and do whatever the heck I want. I can respect that. Take the long way out. I don't know. What am I looking for? Something I can't see. I can feel it. It's magic.
I'm the great I am. I'm a black star way off my money.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth.
Nobody knows it. You have got a secret smile, and you use it only for me. Nobody knows it. You have got a secret smile, and you use it only for me. So use it and prove it. Remove this world in the sadness and lose it. I'm losing when you can't
Why do I feel the hand of Mary Ann on this adventure?
Nobody knows it, but you've got a secret smile, and you use it only for me. So say of me, I'm waiting, I'm needing. Hear me, I'm pleading, and soothe me, and improve me. I'm breathing, barely believing now. Now, when you're flying around and around the world, lying alone there, I know something sacred and free, reserved, received by me only.
Melania Trump is, to my imagination, emerging as rather a Mona Lisa of the First Lady.
A Mona Lisa of the First Lady.
Because it is by her appearance and her posture that she seems to signal a strong impression. It's a centered quality. It's a independent quality.
An independent quality that adds to the mystery of Melania Trump.
Nobody knows it, but you have got a secret smile, and you use it only for me. Nobody knows it, but you have got a secret smile, and you use it only for me. So use it, improve it, remove this world in sadness, and lose it, but you can't save me from madness. Nobody knows it, but you've got a secret smile, and you use it only for me.
There's so many brilliant things in the Bible, and you can read it over, and many people have done this and they've led their life that way, but you can read it hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, David, they say great art, like the Mona Lisa. Some people, they look at it and it doesn't look as great at the beginning, and then they'll look at it. By the time they see it many, many times, it becomes the most, they can't take their eyes off it. Whereas art that's not great, you look at it, it looks beautiful at the beginning, but you get tired of it. The Bible is special. The Bible, the more you see it, the more you read it, the more incredible it is, and the more you realize. It's like a great, you could say, I mean, I don't like to use this analogy, but like a great movie, a great, incredible movie.
I'm the hand of Mona Lisa's skirt. I'm a surprise, Kevin. They don't see me coming. That's what you're missing.
Moderate guy, somebody I want you to meet. Kevin and Marianne Lomax. This is Senator Alphonse D'Amato, Ambassador Charles Gagnon. In case you didn't know, these are the Republicans of New York.
You know, Barjoon always overstates things.
Donald Trump was supposed to be here tonight, but he had a business emergency. Probably Mark Zuckerman.
In case you didn't know, these are the Republicans of New York.
You know, Barjoon always overstates things.
Donald Trump was supposed to be here tonight, but he had a business emergency. Probably Mark Zuckerman.
Mr. Murdo?
You're right.
Mr. Murdo? For God's sake, man.
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
Why do we have to keep going? Because it needs to be clear, Mr. Cullen. Because I need to know and understand exactly what happened. You're standing there. You look down. There's the gun. You kneel down to pick it up.
You work late. You come home. You walk in. Everybody's dead. It's not something you planned for.
Stop. Back up. Two prints by the gun. Right hand, right knee. right knee.
We have been over this.
I'm trying to picture it. I'm trying to picture it. Your hand. Your hand came from inside and underneath.
I'm the hand of Mona Lisa's skirt. I'm a surprise, Kevin. They don't see me coming. That's what you're missing.
And I'm talking to my friend who I'm sitting to and across from on my left side. I'm very clear on this. This is the vivid part for me. So the person on my right, who unbeknownst to me at that time was Donald Trump, put their hand up my skirt.
I'm Hans Christian Andersen. I've many a tale to tell. And though I'm a cobbler, I'd say I tell them rather well.
Your hand. Your hand came from inside and underneath.
I'm the hand of Mona Lisa's skirt.
There's so many brilliant things in the Bible, and you can read it over, and many people have done this, and they've led their life that way, but you can read it hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, David, they say great art, like the Mona Lisa. Some people, they look at it, and it doesn't look as great at the beginning, and then they'll look at it. By the time they see it many, many times, it becomes the most, they can't take their eyes off it. Whereas art that's not great, you look at it, it looks beautiful at the beginning, but you get tired of it. The Bible is special. The Bible, the more you see it, the more you read it, the more incredible it is, and the more you realize. It's like a great, you could say, I mean, I don't like to use this analogy, but like a great movie, a great, incredible movie.
Ever ask God for forgiveness? That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of, I'm a religious person. Shockingly, because people are so shocked when they find this out. I'm Protestant, I'm Presbyterian, and I go to church and I love God and I love my church. And Norman Vincent Peale, the great Norman Vincent Peale was my pastor. The power of positive thinking. Everybody's heard of Norman Vincent Peale. He was so great. He would give a sermon you never wanted to leave. Sometimes we have sermons, and every once in a while we think about leaving a little early, right, even though we're Christian. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Frank, would give a sermon. I'm telling you, I still remember his sermons. It was unbelievable. And what he would do is he'd bring real-life situations, modern-day situations, into the sermon. And you could listen to him all day long. When you left the church, you were disappointed that it was over. He was the greatest guy. And then, you know, he passed away, but he was a great... He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a great book.
Bud, have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from here. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, you know, when we go in church and when I drink my little wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness. And I do that as often as possible because I feel cleansed.
He's in league with Lucifer.
Don't say that, Kate. I'll say it. You've the devil in you. We've been kinsmen 20 years. Conor MacLeod was my kinsman. I don't know who you are.
Greetings. I am Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez, Chief Metallurgist to King Charles V of Spain. King Charles V of Spain.
I wanted to share this with you too, and I really appreciate the person who sent me this photo. Here is Donald Trump sitting at a table with the Latin phrase plus ultra there on the left, inscribed in the tile on the wall at his residence at Mar-a-Lago. And Wikipedia says this was the motto of Charles V, who was the Holy Roman Emperor. And this is Latin, meaning going further, going beyond. And Wikipedia says it refers to the political ambition of world power. Now, Emperor Charles V was the closest thing that Europe ever had to a universal emperor ruling all of the land. And what comes to mind with Trump's use of the Latin plus ultra is the scripture, and when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, Daniel 8:23. And Trump's #1 priority is to build up the U.S. military, his own personal war machine. And the Antichrist is the first rider of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. So here is Donald Trump sitting at a table with a fierce countenance, and this dark sentence behind him, this dark passage, plus ultra, world power.
We are the same, McLeod. We are brothers. You have the manners of a goat.
Tell me, how did it happen, for God's sake?
Why does the sun come up? Or are the stars just pinholes in the curtain of night? Who knows? What I do know is that because you were born different, men will fear you, try to drive you away, like the people of your village.
They're saying, stop Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not our president.
You must learn to conceal your special gift and harness your power until the time of the gathering.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There can be only one.
From the dawn of time we came, moving silently down through the centuries, living many secret lives, struggling to reach the time of the gathering, when the few who remain will battle to the last. No one has ever known we were among you, until now.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth, and that cloth is very, very large.
It's not too big, is it?
No. Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump. We're all cut from the same cloth.
And in blood, all men are born and die. Blood is the food of the gods below.
Daniel 8. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw, that I was at Shushan, in the palace, which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward, and northward, and southward, so that no beasts might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will, and became great. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his 2 horns. and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. But he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host. And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days. Then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Then it came to pass, when I, even I Daniel, had seen the vision, and sought for the meaning, then, behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid, and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, Understand, O Son of Man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me, and set me upright. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. The ram, which thou sawest, having 2 horns, are the kings of Media and Persia. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance, and understanding dark sentences, shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning, which was told, is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted, and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up, and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
So I read this the other day, and I said, wow, that's really amazing. That's really incredible. And it's the snake lyric. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Interesting. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Oh, well, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake.
Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work, and that night, as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make any sense?
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted, and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up, and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
Question authority, always question authority, and demand the truth. And we got more shows from Sacred Cow Productions. Kennedy. I love talking about the Kennedy assassination because to me it's a great example of a totalitarian government's ability to, manage information and thus keep us in the dark any way they do. Oh, sorry, wrong meeting. That's the meeting we're having tomorrow at the docks.
Alex Jones. He was a nice guy, actually. You like him? Oh, that's good. Alex Jones, nice guy.
I know now from top people that you actually are for real, and you understand you're in danger, and you understand what you're doing is epic.
Your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope. And I think we'll be speaking a lot, but you'll be looking at me in a year or 2 years. Let's give me a little bit of a time to to run things. But a year into office, you'll be saying, wow, I remember that interview. He said he was going to do it, and he did a great job. You'll be very proud of our country.
Voting for Dukakis.
But I want to be a president of the United States who makes sure that we never again do business with a drug-running Panamanian dictator, that we never again funnel aid to the Contras who convicted drug dealers. Values begin at the top. Those are the values I want to bring to the presidency and to the White House beginning in January of 1989.
Panama is a friendly country. I went down there and talked to the president of Panama about cleaning up their money laundering.
I remember covering your campaign in 1988. You always insisted on running a pretty clean campaign, a strategy some say may have cost you the race. So what do you make of the campaigns being run right now by the Republicans, candidates specifically like Donald Trump and Ted Cruz?
Well, it's a food fight. I mean, if these guys are running for the presidency, you can't prove it to me. I don't hear anything about the real issues that face this country. Each of them has his own particular approach to things, but if they're serious candidates for the presidency, you can't prove it by me.
You're the son of Greek immigrants, so what do you think of Donald Trump's comments on immigration, on at least temporarily banning Muslims from entering the United States, building a wall along the U.S.-Mexican border and having Mexico pay for it?
I think he's nuts. Look, he's the grandson of German immigrants, and he ought to be ashamed of himself.
Wake up. Come closer. Closer. That is when the world will end.
Why? Beer and pussy. That's all I need.
We gotta find ourselves a Smurfette.
Smurfette.
Mm-hmm. Not some, like, tight-ass Middlesex chick, you know? Like this cute little blonde that'll get down and dirty with the guys. Like Smurfette does.
Smurfette doesn't fuck.
That's bullshit. Smurfette fucks all the other Smurfs. Why do you think Papa Smurf made her? Because all the other Smurfs were getting too horny.
No, not Vanity. I heard he was a homosexual.
Okay, well, you know what? Then she fucks them while Vanity watches, okay?
Well, what about Papa Smurf? I mean, he must get into the action.
Yeah, what he does, he films the gangbang. Later on, he beats off to the tape.
In the days after the first debate, you sent out a series of tweets from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., including one that told people to check out a sex tape. Is that the discipline of good leader?
No, it wasn't check out a sex tape. It was just take a look at the person that she built up to be this wonderful Girl Scout, who was no Girl Scout.
And the prince was led into a world of strange and beautiful magic. Wow.
Hey, Porky Pig, I hope you get molested.
Donald Trump called you Miss Piggy.
Yes, Miss Piggy, Miss
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
How did that make you feel?
So sad. I was very depressed.
I can do anything I want. And so can you. They are in great danger. Do you believe in time travel?
A storm is coming, Frank says. A storm that will swallow the children. And I will deliver them from the kingdom of pain. I will deliver the children back to their doorsteps. I'll send the monsters back to the underground. I'll send them back to a place where no one else can see them. Except for me. Because I am Donnie Darko. I mean, I think Frank wants me to go talk to her, you know, because the last time I saw him, he asked me if I knew about time travel, and she wrote a book about it, so they can't be like a coincidence, right?
I believe you were searching for the answers in all the wrong places.
You're right, actually. I am I'm pretty troubled and I'm pretty confused, but I'm afraid, really afraid. Really afraid, but I think you're Antichrist.
But he made a deal with the devil. She's the devil. He made a deal with the devil. It's true.
What happened to your eye?
Burn it to the ground. Pay close attention. You could miss something.